very good. And then I also would like to say that from the Swedish side, we are very glad to cooperate with Lagos State in many ways. We have quite a few Swedish companies that are based here in Lagos, and they see a big potential for growth. And they are especially interested in areas like infrastructure, energy, ICT, food production, and a general theme, I would say, for all the Swedish company is sustainability. So I think that there are quite a lot of things we could do together. And then I would draw your attention to two projects that are ongoing with Lagos State. One is cooperation with the Swedish SWED fund. They're making a feasibility study, having contact with La Mata, and their study is to explore fuels for production. They're looking into different fuels for the public transport, and one possibility would be biofuels that they're looking into. And the purpose, of course, is to reduce emissions, create jobs, and have more diversity when it comes to transportation. Another project is Census Gato, in cooperation with their local partner MISO. And they are in discussion to provide support for road safety and data gatherings. And for both these projects, we hope for your support. I think political support is needed. And then I also just would like to draw your attention to a big gathering that we have event in November this year, Nordic Nigeria Connect. It's Sweden together with our Nordic friends, Norway, Denmark, and Finland, the embassies in Abuja, and our consulates here together with the promotion agencies that are making this big event. It's a biannual event taking place in Lagos in November, and there we very much hope that your presence would be possible. We aim to have high-level political participation also from the different Nordic countries. Another event is the biannual Sweden-Nigeria Business Forum that took place last year in Sweden, and we are seeing to have a new event next year, possibly in Nigeria. For last year, the Minister for Economics led the delegation, and there were also participants from your administration with the delegation going to Sweden. So these are a few things where the embassy is very much involved with Lagos and Lagos State, and we hope for more cooperation.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Sweden for Nigeria and Ogun State.
To the State House here in Marina, the Swedish Ambassador to Nigeria and other ECOWAS states. I think that's a big one. Mrs. Annika and England. You're welcome, Your Excellency. And of course, the Swedish Honorable Consul, Philip, and Mrs. Chinaka. Nice to meet both of you again. Let me formally welcome you to the States. Like you said, you've been here a couple of times yourself privately. and you like the city, but to welcome you officially since your resumption of office as the Swedish ambassador. First is, if I recollect very well, I think your consul general and myself, we met when we were doing the opening for the consulate office, right? I wanted to be sure that that was the event at the landmark building, right? Absolutely. So it was an office opening that I personally represented. So, Madam Ambassador, you can see that the Consul General has been doing a great work. He drew me down there to come and officially, commission, open the office, and we had small reception, thereafter. So I can see, and you can see that even we have built, that relationship between your government through your honorary consul in Lagos and our government, and so we see a growth in that partnership, and so through you want to thank him, and thank your government for putting an office in Lagos where we can further deepen relationship, access, and to businesses and the likes, and to also acknowledge the fact that Lamata is happy with the studies that is currently ongoing. The MD of Lamata is not here, but there's a representative from their office who is in charge of bus services, and I'm sure they are the direct beneficiary of whatever will be the observation and outcomes of the studies that is being conducted. And I think it's important to also acknowledge that public transportation is one critical component of our own economic agenda as a government. And like you've observed, the sustainability in that sector is very, very critical. How well are we relating that with clean energy, with emission reduction, and ensuring that it's in a clean, safe atmosphere that we're doing that. And I'm sure if you don't, we're actually heavily engaged in all of the three major transportation, public transportation model, waterways transportation, bus transportation, and of course the rail transportation, where we've completed some lines and we're completing another one. So we're not unaware of the effects of all of this public mobility, in the environment, and how we can curate a sustainable, emission-free and a lot more, eco-friendly, environment. And so that's why Lagos State, not too long ago, signed also an MOU with a clean energy company to test, electric cars, for public transportation. And so we're doing, what we call, a proof of concept, in where we can understand how it will work and how we can, understand what is required, both from the infrastructure end, what kind of infrastructure needs to happen, and of course from the mobility side of it. So as a government, we're looking at all of those opportunities. And I'm sure you do remember that we also have a big, relationship with Scania. Scania is Swedish.
Yes.
And so correct as well. So there are a lot of our public buses too, right, are Scania buses, and I'm aware that a company called TW, what's the name? TML, see, are working with some Swedish companies to see how we further deepen, that relationship. So there's a lot that you can see, in public transportation, and of course the other company, the other data gathering, it's all around public safety, and public transportation. So we're responsive and responsible to ensure that we create a system that the likes of the company, the likes of the government will be interested in. And we need a lot more. We need partnerships. We need real partnerships. We don't want just handouts. We don't want people to just think this is what we think you need. No, it's in conversations that we both can identify where the needs are and what the needs should be. And with partnership, we can develop a win-win situation. Things that meet your your country's perception of what should be happening and what we require. So we see that synergy happening. And also to mention that we've also participated in all of the Nordic Nigerian Connect that has happened. The last one, I think it was about a year and a half ago. I was physically present, at the event, and we have very good, relationship with other Nordic countries. Norway, the minister was there less than a month ago, just about a month ago. She was seated where you are sitting right here, and then where we have those relations. Finland, we have educational cooperation, with them. And so you can see that as a state, as a subnational, we create that opportunity and that business engagement with all of the Nordic countries, and so we will look at the time in November, and we will, since it's in Lagos, you can be rest assured that we'll give you all of the support, political, support and participation, to ensure that that activity to connect well and resonate well with our businesses, with Swedish businesses and all of the Nordic countries, the business areas that they want to take up. And I'm sure the last one is around the Swedish-Nigerian, more specific now, trade mission. You also observe that my people were there. I think they were participated in the last one in Sweden, and Sholakwe is not here, and I think you were. Did you go? I think it was Sholakwe, and so for us, we still want a lot more. The market is here. This is the economic center of the country, so there's a lot that we can all jointly benefit from, right? We can create, a working relationship that we can use to help, government to government, business to government, and the rest of it, and make sure that your time here and your tenure, as the Swedish ambassador here, is very fruitful, and it opens up a lot of other doors. I can see that you have responsibility for a few other West African countries. That's a big one. But this is the heart of it. Nigeria is, and so in terms of growth opportunity, in terms of scaling, in terms of visible opportunity and growth potential, they're all here, right? So it's really just around what we need to do, how do we engage this further, and we're willing to do that with you and for your Swedish companies. So I want to once again thank you very much, for coming. I want to wish you the very, very best, here as an ambassador from Sweden, and I want to say that Lagos is open for business. Lagos is ready, and in other specific areas where you need cooperation, you can take it for granted that it's available, and we will be willing to give it at all times. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very much, Mr. Governor, sir. Thank you, sir. We now invite